Thank you for joining. We're working on our footsies today. Your feet are quite amazing. They do so much for you all day long, just like your hands. But your feet are taking quite the beating, walking us around, supporting our full body weight, and often it's not just walking, it's so many things that we do. Whether it's running or, I don't know, you never know. You stub your toes so many times in your life that it's only fair that we give some time to reciprocate all of that they do for us back for them. So what I'd like to do first is if you're having trouble sitting like this with one leg on top, it's okay. You can just have your foot on the floor. But if you can bring your leg on top, it's nice because you have a little shelf for your foot to hang off of. You could also put your foot on top of a block, or it's really fine on the floor if that's better for you. So I'm starting with my left foot. You can start with whatever foot that you'd like to. And we're going to start with our thumb bones and massage into the arch of the foot. And we'll go from the inner ridge first, tracing from the heel all the way to the ball of the foot. And you can push down into that area. It feels so nice. I truly believe we should be massaging our feet every day, and you notice such a huge difference in your whole well-being when you take care of your foundation, your feet. So what I like to do also, so once you've established a good rhythm back and forth a couple times on that line, then you can come down a little bit more under, maybe an inch towards the bottom of the foot more, and do the same thing. So let's go up and down twice on each line that we establish, and then we'll go in a little bit more. So we're drawing from the inner foot to the middle foot. Ooh, and you'll find some treasures in there. That feels so good. And then you'll keep going a little further so that eventually you get to the outer arch of the foot. This is a great way to make friends. Foot massages for all. And on the outer foot, you don't have to pick up your leg. I'm just going to show you with mine. You can also use your hand to squeeze that part of the foot too. It feels great to squeeze all that tension out to the side. Oh man, you'll find some really good stuff in there. So once you're done with that, you're going to go towards the bottom of the foot, still with your thumb. And now we're going to draw a line under the ball of the foot with the thumb. Just like you just practiced going down and up and down and up, now we're going to come across and back over a few times. I'm still going to use both of my thumbs, but you could just use one if you prefer that also. The pressure is going perpendicular into the foot, and when you get in there, you can kind of wiggle your thumb a little bit, and that'll feel like it's breaking up some of that tissue. Yes, go a couple times back and forth. And when you're satisfied with that, then you're going to move to the ball of the foot. So still using the motion of the thumbs, you're pushing into this whole area here underneath. And maybe it feels amazing, maybe it feels like your foot is fighting back. You are in charge of how much pressure you're giving yourself. So if you need more, you can kind of like lean into it, giving some of your own body weight into it. And then you're going to come down, pushing down the whole foot, getting to your heel. When you get to your heel, you're going to use one of your hands with these pincer squeezers to squeeze the outer edge of the heel bone down and back. So it's like you're going around in a circle to the back and around and up back to the top. And again, repeat a couple times. If you find a spot that you love, then stay there longer. And when you get to the back next time, so when you're at the back of the heel bone, you're going to pull a little bit away from your leg as you squeeze. So you're squeezing and pulling a little bit. It feels also very lovely. It all feels good. Yes, good. And then use more of your hand, surface area, to squeeze the heel bone. And you can use both hands and just think about separating that heel bone away from the rest of the bones of the foot and the ankle. The heel bone is the first thing to strike the floor when you're walking, so it takes the most force of any other part of ourselves, connecting to the ground all the time, absorbing all the shock. We're gonna come back up the foot now to the toes. So one of my also very favorite things to do is to, as you would hold hands with yourself like this, hold hands with your own foot. So start with your pinky toe and your pinky finger, and you'll go in between your pinky toe and your fourth toe. Then you'll go in between the next two toes with your ring finger, then the next two toes with your middle finger, and then finally your pointer finger goes between the big toe. So it looks like this. It feels pretty interesting. And what you can do is, if it doesn't feel like you can get them all in, just do what you can. You're going to start to move the toes into more of a pointed foot, and then back more into flexion. And you point the toes, and you flex the toes back. Do this a few times, and you'll feel the top of the foot stretching as well. And you'll feel the underside of the foot stretching. Let's do about 5 of them. And then you can circle the toes. I'm stabilizing my ankle with my other hand because that makes me feel good, but you don't necessarily need to do that. And then reverse your circles the other direction. So all the toe bones are getting a joint massage as you circle them around. And they need it. They're getting smushed in your shoes a lot. They don't like to be smushed so much. You'll just let your fingers slip out and notice how your foot feels. Maybe wiggle your toes a little bit. And stretch your legs out in front of you. So it's just nice to have a moment of checking in how your feet are feeling. Like, how does this one feel that got attention to this other one feel that didn't get some love yet? But don't worry, they'll get some love soon. So now we can change sides. Maybe it's stacked again, or maybe it's on the floor. And we start with the massage. So we started with the inner ridge of the arch of the foot with these little squishy thumb bones coming in. All you need to do with this foot is nothing. So relax these muscles. Anytime you're massaging anything, you don't want to fight back with the muscles, but you want to let them rest. So you're pushing in little walks up the inner ridge of the foot. Oh, it feels so good. And down. Let's do 2 up and 2 down. And then go in about 1 inch. Do the same thing. And then you can go up the inner mid-foot line. And you can take a lot more time than what we're doing. You can take a lot of time to do this. And so we're doing about 5 lines. The inner, and then you could divide your foot into fifths from there to the outer. And then we're going to the outer ridge, and when you get there, remember that you can squeeze and do gentle pinches to pull the muscle and tissue away from the bones. Then we're going to go along the horizontal line underneath the ball of the foot this direction. So we'll go back and forth, same type of technique, pressing in. Noticing your breathing, even though you're practicing massage. And then you can move to the ball, the pad of the foot, and just press all around it. Keep pressing and move down towards your heel bone. And you'll start to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Moving that heel bone apart from the other bones surrounding it. And also intuitively finding the places that just feel good. No rhyme or reason needed, just pressing on what feels good. And we get to crawl back up the foot to the toes. So we'll go pinky finger in between pinky toe, and then you just go through 1 toe at a time, and it will be very obvious which of your feet is tighter than the other one. do your best to get in there without being too forceful, and then we'll go back and forth with the foot bones and the toe bones. So you'll notice how widespread your toes are. You have like jazz toes right now, spirit toes. That's what we want. Your feet, it's just taught to us from a young age that it's very normal to squish our feet in shoes, but it's actually not normal for your feet. They don't know about it and they don't care about it. They want space, just like the rest of us. So we'll do about 5 of these, feeling all these tendons stretching out all the way up to the ankle. And then we'll give it that circular joint massage. And you're manipulating from your hand. Your feet are not helping at all, they're just relaxed. And reversing. So this is free. You can stick your own fingers in your toes anytime you want. There are also toe spacers that people use as a tool to separate their toe bones and give them space again. Nice. Okay, and then you can just kind of squeeze your foot freely. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And check them out. Place them back next to each other again. You can crunch your toes, open them up, roll them around in some circles. And then let's switch sides again. So you can come back and do those random squeezes. And I like to go like all the way around the foot with them, squeezing them in. And almost like you're pulling like toothpaste out of a tube, pulling them apart that way. And then another thing you can do is called walking the toes. So it's like one toe goes one way and the other one goes the other way. And we'll go through each of the toes on each foot. So start with your littlest toe. You'll have one set of these pointer thumb pincers on that one and the other fingers on the other. And you'll just separate them and then go the other way. And you'll do this a few times. Sticking with the breath. You don't want to rip your toe off or anything, but give it a good stretch. Ooh. And then you'll switch. Go to the next 2 toes. So you've got your 4th and your 3rd. Don't expect all of the toes to have the same degree of separation or flexibility either. Be a beginner's mindset. Embody the beginner's mindset each toe that you switch to. So we'll switch again, walking up to the next set. And they all feel so different from the last. And then finally the big toe and the second toe. Very nice. Awesome. So that should feel really different too. Have another moment of stretching out your feet. Even maybe look at them, the space between them. My toes are definitely more separated, that's good. And then we'll switch, walking the toes on the other side, starting with the littlest toe on the walk. Ooh, I got a crack. Unintentional. You don't have to go for the crack. Sometimes they just give in to you. Walk up the next set of toes. Find your breath. And next set of toes. Being very caring and attentive to each one as you go. And get all the way up to the big toe. Et voila. Nice. Check them out again. It's amazing. Nice. Circle them out. So another thing that you can do, which is also on my list of favorite things, which there's an endless amount of things on that list, is use a ball to massage your feet. So I have a ball right here. And for this, for your feet, you are standing up with the ball on the floor. Just gonna scoot back a little bit. So you have this ball here, And we'll start with one of your feet. It's up to you which one you'd like to use. And you're gonna start to circle the foot around on the ball. If you feel like your balance is all crazy, then you can touch a wall with one or both of your hands to help you balance. And you'll circle and circle and circle. And you can go any direction, you can go both directions. Sometimes your ball will roll away from you, but it's okay, you can just go get the ball. And then start to go forward and backwards with your foot. Forward and backwards. Keep a little bend in this standing leg so that you feel like you're supported and that you're not locked out. Yes. Wow. And then you can also go side to side. Exploring these different planes of movement to break up the tissue underneath there. So you can also focus inner arch of the foot. Amazing. And the outer edge of the foot. The outer edge is a little harder to balance the ball. Sometimes that's the one where it goes shooting away, but sometimes you get lucky. Okay, so now you're gonna pin the ball with the ball of the foot, and you've got your heel on the floor, and you can turn your foot side to side in a sweeping schwap schwap motion. And then you can do the opposite, so ball of the foot on the floor, and then you can sweep your heel side to side. I'm using an eco-friendly cork ball, but you can use a tennis ball, you can use a golf ball. I actually really like using golf balls because they're really hard, but some people don't like really hard balls. I do. It depends on the type of pressure that you like. Let's switch sides. So first we'll just do some willy-nilly circles. Free willy. Check on your balance, your breath, your posture. And keep the energy flowing fluidly. And then circle the other way. If it doesn't look like a circle, it doesn't matter. Forward and backwards. And then you'll go side to side, staying grounded through your standing leg. Go to the inner edge of the foot. Wowza. And then try the outer edge. And we'll go for the heel down first. So you've pinned the heel, and then you'll swivel side to side. Be mindful of your knee joints. Take care of the knees as you move your feet. And we'll switch. We'll go forward with the ball of the foot, pin it, and then move the heel, getting the ball closer to the heel bone. Nice. Yes, and then you can take a moment just standing with your feet flat, parallel. Spread your toes out and roll through pinky toe to big toe. And we'll do that a couple times, lifting up. And if it helps you to use your hands, you can do that too. Picking up, spreading them, rolling one at a time down to the floor. Yes. And again, open pinky toe to the big toe. We'll do two more. Breathe in, open, and roll through them. One more, up and rolling through. Now, the more tragic way for myself and for many is to go the opposite way. So, lifting up, we're going to start with the big toe. That goes well. And then we try for the second toe and we roll to the outer edge. And a lot of the time it doesn't happen, but you just try. Pick them up, big toe, second, third, fourth, fifth. 3 more just to practice, rolling through. One foot's often more talented than the other when you start this practice, but it gets better. Even just doing these in a row now, a little bit better. Nice. Go up on your toes for a second and down. So you're just going to bend your knees and check out your ankles. And then we're going to stretch the toes standing. So you pop up one heel and bend your knees. And then you can switch other side, stretching your toes. Yes. So your feet are together. You're going to squat down. Pick up your heels. So your toes are really getting a stretch, and then curl into a ball. Rest, drop your heels down, and stand back up. Good, shake it out. And then stand neutral again. Close your eyes with your palms forward. And just notice how your feet feel connecting you to the floor. How the rest of your body feels in connection to your feet. And you'll send a conscious deep breath all the way down your body into the soles of your feet that are rooting into the floor deeply. And then as you breathe out, feel the spine growing up taller out of the legs. Very good. Bring your hands together. Lift your heart into your thumbs. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, you can bow down your head, giving some gratitude to your feet for all they do for you. Gratitude for this day, having time to take care of your feet, take care of yourself. Namaste.